both of us with nothing because we both went against the bouncers. Pasty got a point for Jonathan Gershom. We both got a point for Skrull. We both got a point for PCO. We both didn't get any points for Angelina Love. Mac went up and got a point for Shane Taylor. Then we got Briscoes, which Pasty got a point for. Matt got a point for Roosh.
Yes.
The dogs aren't
so
happy
mad.
Roosh won it.
They're mad I lost. I told them yesterday, all day yesterday, I was bragging about how I kicked your ass. And they're like...
Yeah. Well, to be fair, it was 5-5, so we did tie. But, of course, we have tiebreakers because we don't want ties anymore. And with that one, we came down to Will Tracy Williams end up taking the pin on the TV Championship three-way match because everybody knew Tracy Williams wasn't going to win.
Right.
And Pasty said no. Max said yes. And by gum,
you won.
Tiebreaker.
Yes. Good times.
Very good times. Very good times to be had by all. And good times bring us into savage times.
Yes, indeed. It is time for this week's edition of The Savage Sentinel.
And to start off, we have some news that has just kind of been sitting in limbo all week. And that is WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan was actually hospitalized due to medical-related issues. But at this time, the issue has closed, and Pasty had said that as of today, he was still in the hospital.
Yeah, I said that. I don't know nothing about this story. All I know is we're wishing the best for Jim Duggan. It's a sad time, man. All of the icons we grew up with are getting to that point where they're falling off one by one, and I don't want to see it no more.
Right. I hear you.
Let's all hope for a speedy recovery for Mr. Hacksaw.
Mr. Hacksaw. Yes.
Ooh, this is a good one. This week, Mickie James did commentary on this week's WWE main event tapings in San Francisco, calling the action with Vic Joseph and Dio Madden, who are two guys I've never really heard of. I mean, I've heard of Vic Joseph, but who cares, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
There's also been recent talk of Mickie working as a WWE producer, according to PW Insider. There's no word yet on if this will be a permanent role for the veteran. If you remember, Mickie, who remains a member of the SmackDown roster, underwent successful surgery to repair a torn ACL back in mid-July. It was reported that she could be out of action for 7 to 9 months. She suffered the knee injury back on June 1st, and this was the first major surgery of her 20-year career, which I think you'd have to assume she would be back in ring eventually. She's still good, right?
Oh, she's still amazing, honestly. Yeah, she's still amazing.
But I do have a feeling that if they stick her on commentary, I think she could do better than Renee.
Hopefully people would give her more of a chance than Renee. I'm still not...
she understands wrestling and the moves more than Renee does.
Correct. I agree. And one thing that surprised me with this, where this is her first major injury in all these years, remember, people don't think about Mickie James as like a spot monkey or a high flyer or anything like that, but I know I can count at least 2 matches where she went off the top of a cage with a Luthez press. That's got to do some damage on both your knees and your back. Mm-hmm. So, it off the top rope many times, and I mean, she hasn't been afraid to take risks. Hasn't had a major injury since then. Is
right.
Just
starting
crazy.
her career as a country musician.
Yes, I mean, how dangerous is that? Pretty dangerous.
Either way, this is cool, and we're seeing a lot of changes coming our way with announce teams shifting around all across WWE. So it's going to be real.
Yeah, but you know what? There's changes coming to of wrestling throughout all of television and streaming. And one thing, wrestling announced this Tuesday, had announced that Tuesday night will be the new home of their weekly television series. The promotion's flagship weekly 2-hour show will premiere on Access TV at 8 p.m. on Tuesday, October 29th. Leading up to the premiere on the network, Access TV will be airing specials featuring pay-per-view matches from the promotion beginning October 1st at 8 p.m. Now, this is good news, but it got me thinking, and I went back and did a little bit of research, Pasty, and this is the 8th change in either date, time, or channel that Impact Wrestling has had since its initial run as a pay-per-view only Wednesday show. That's crazy.
That is a lot.
I don't know of any other show that's survived that many changes. The show debuted on Fox Sports Network on June 4th, 2004, until they ended up moving to Spike TV, with the first show airing on October 1st, 2005. They upped the runtime to 2 hours, and Impact first began airing episodes on Saturday nights for Fox, before later moving to Thursday nights in April 2006. Then it briefly moved to Monday nights in 2010 to try to compete with the WWE, but that
worked
failed.
out well.
So they returned to the original night of Wednesday in 2014 until its final broadcast on Spike. In 2015, the show moved to Destination America, initially airing on Friday nights before moving back to Wednesday nights again on June 3rd. Its final broadcast on Destination America was December 16th, 2015. And from July 21st, 2016 until January 4th, 2019, Impact aired weekly on Pop in the United States on Thursday nights. But since January 11th, 2019, Impact airs on Friday nights on Pursuit channel in the United States and in simulcast on the online video platform Twitch until next month, when Impact will now move to Tuesdays on Access TV.
They don't want to compete with nobody.
Which, just seems so weird, but goddamn if they haven't survived by making these moves.
Well,
despite making these
they
moves.
They own their own network, so let's just hope this is the last move they have to make for a while.
Shit. You would think. Oh, you would hope.
That's not a good track record, though.
It's a very bad track record.
For a long time there, they were switching every year.
Yeah. But it's a testament to the diehard Impact fans, who I would argue are just as rabid as WWE fans, in the fact that
probably more so. The ones who stick around through thick and thin, they're probably the best fans in wrestling.
I know. And some would argue the most annoying, and that just kind of comes with the territory. Let's not lie.
I think that's WWE fanboys, which is funny because way back at the beginning of this podcast, I was one of those.
Right. Well, and I used to be a diehard Impact fanboy who was annoying. And although I still stand behind them and defend their product, obviously, you got to be a realist at some point.
Right. Well, I do give them props because right now they're doing more than Ring of Honor. Right now.
Correct.
Could be different next week.
Correct. No, you are correct.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the merger between Impact and Access is a great thing.
Great.
This week, the merger between Melissa Santos and Brian Cage, that's right, they're getting married on live TV on Impact Wrestling. It's probably not live TV.
Nothing can go wrong there, Pasty.
The show was taped in Las Vegas earlier this month, and it is reported that the day they filmed this angle ran quite long. According to a report from PW Insider, the promotion has paid its talent from the show a bonus as compensation for the long tapings.
Now, this isn't huge news, but, it's kind of neat. We keep hearing more and more news about certain wrestling promotions actually going above and beyond to help their talent and make talent's life a little better, a little easier. I think it was last week or maybe the week before we had talked about how Impact is now paying for hotel rooms for their wrestlers. Mm-hmm. And now we hear this. This is cool.
Yep, paying for their wrestlers' weddings. I'm assuming the tapings ran long because Brian Cage kept fucking up his vows.
Probably. I would assume. Cut! Roll back!
We'll start again every time another 20 fans in the audience leave. So they got to shuffle everybody to that vacant spot.
Bringing in the janitors and stuff. Come on, go sit in the seat. We need it filled. Come on.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time Impact paid fans to watch their show in the arenas.
That is true. That is very true. Oh, but good for them. I'm glad people are trying to take care of their talent. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. And with all the shuffling and moving around and new shows and new channels and new start times and everything pasty, WWE has finally confirmed the actual announce teams for their television shows. Easy for you to
my
say.
Television shoes.
Oh, I got to put on my television shoes. It's time to watch WWE Raw.
Okay, Mr. Rogers.
So after all the dust has settled with everybody shuffling the deck, the new Raw announce team will feature Vic Joseph, Dio Madden,
now stop there, because that gets me really excited until you say that. God damn it, why are you bringing Jerry back? Why? Because JR is on AEW? We don't want him there either, really.
No, we could get rid of both of them, in all honesty.
I'm living with these high hopes that Lawler's only going to be there until they know that Vic and Dio can stand on their own 2 feet.
I would hope so, but Vince seems married to these 3-man announce teams, which I don't prefer.
Yeah, earlier in the week it had sounded like they were going to 2-man announce teams. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, each announce team got another guy. Yeah. And then to top it all off, there's news circling around that CM Punk had a meeting with WWE this week about a potential announcer position, which I think would be amazing.
I think it'd be amazing if we waited until we got to that story and I got to finish this story.
Well, okay then.
So other than just Raw, NXT's announced team is going to stay the same for right now, which is Mauro Ranallo, Nigel McGuinness, and Beth Phoenix, which I think is the correct move. Those three are great together.
The best announced team in WWE right now.
They are, and each one, what's great about it isn't just let's find 3 people. Each one has their role.
Mm-hmm. Not and they specialize.
In and out. Yeah. Mauro is a great play-by-play guy and gives you all the enthusiasm. And Beth is also a former wrestler who can also give you the point of view of a woman.
Yeah.
And a different point of view of Nigel, because Nigel came up in the indies, and he knows a lot about that, but he never... Beth Phoenix, WWE. So they both have... And that leads us to SmackDown. Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and Renee Young, which I think was the Raw SmackDown team. And they just moved them to Raw SmackDown team, the Raw announce team, and they just moved it to SmackDown.
Yep.
But I'm okay with that. Those 3 are good together as well.
Yeah, they're a good team. As much as I'm not 100% behind Renee Young, I do like the banter she has with Corey. It's good fun.
Those 2 get along very well. They remind me of JR and King, or of Bobby and Monsoon, where they just bicker, but it's how they love each other.
It's the best way possible.
And they know when to do it and when not to do it. Whereas Michael Cole, back in the day, kind of would overstep when he was being the heel one and just do it way too much. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Vic Joseph and Dio Madden can pull off. I think spite it's good of Jerry Lawler.
Right. I think that's going to be the one to watch to see what happens, because this could be the start of a new era of announce teams. Mm-hmm. And, Pacey, I'm going to take the first one of comings and goings, because you seem so interested in doing the second one. Okay?
All right, my friend.
So moving on to comings and goings, according to PW Insider, former WWE Tag Team and Intercontinental Champion John Hennigan has signed a deal to return to WWE. The 39-year-old last worked for WWE in 2000.